All right, guys. So this site here, Ambis International LLC, right? So I put in 0.01, 0.01. Okay. Then 3 days later, I went to go do a withdrawal. I did it. Everything went through smoothly. Then 3 days from there, I went to go do another withdrawal of 0.001, which would have put me at about 20% of my money back. That's about 6 days. I accidentally withdrew the entire balance. It didn't pay instantly, but it did come in about 20 minutes, which was really great to see. And then whatever my balance was, I believe the 0.02 stayed there, right? So what I did was I put it back, and then I just made everything else 100%. So you guys see that I have a chat up here, and I know you guys are wondering what's the chat about. So basically, I decided, you know what? Let me just start messaging some of these sites and just see what their thought process is. Because this site is one I really, really like, and I really hope it's going to stay around. Because right now, I'm getting 3% of my 3%, just like I'm doing on another site that I really like, and I really want to make sure they're going to stay around. I'm not saying put your money in. Don't don't take that as let me put my money in. Let me just make some money like he's doing. I am saying though, listen, if you got an additional, I don't know, $25, because right now Bitcoin's down to 2,500. If you got an additional 25, $26, you just got laying around, and you're trying to make, and you want to bet on the fact that one of these sites are going to pan out and are going to be able to pay you that $5 to $50 a day. This site might be that site, right? So this is what I'm doing, right? So I put in, I get 3.3%, 3.6% every day. And with that 3.6% every single day, it takes about 3 days for me to be able to pull back a hundredth of a Bitcoin. That's 0.001. I'm sorry. That's a thousandth of a Bitcoin. 10, 20, 10, 100,000. Yeah, a thousandth of a Bitcoin, which is like $2.50 right now. Okay, so I'm using a round figure. Don't quote me on the exact price, but basically, I said since Bitcoin is very unstable lately and has been causing panic on investors' parts, will you guys be shutting down? Right? I'm gonna say will you guys be shutting down? Not will you guys as shutting down. He said, interesting. Why do you think that Bitcoin is very unstable? I put down Bitcoin price is for. He said Bitcoin price is forecast to shoot up to 3,500 in August. Do you know about it? So now at this point, right? And I'll just erase that part. So he's about right, and the reason why he's about right is because some experts are estimating that Bitcoin is either going to get cut in half or cut down to about 75 to 90%. It's going to lose its value in about a month or two, or it could potentially double before the end of the month. The reason why is because of the simple fact that potentially, well, not potentially, but there will be a second Bitcoin, like a Bitcoin Lite. I think they're going to call it Bitcoin Cash. Now it will have a physical. It should also be a physical um, coin as well. So it will cost to make it, right? So that's the first thing I want to say. So it won't be as valuable. And there are some experts out there. If you guys want to look it up, I think it's called Bitcash. If you guys want to look it up, it will be under $1 when it first launches, which means that, listen, my thought process is I'm going to find out who's selling it. I'm going to find out how we can get some. And my first thing is going to be to put at least $100 into Bitcash so that I make sure that I have at least 100 to 1,000 of them, because one day it will shoot up to $40. Okay, that is going to definitely happen. Now, Bitcoin itself is still estimated to raise to about 3,000 to 5,000 before the end of the year, even if this happens. But if you have your money in right now, your dollar amount is at X value. Let's just say you have zero point zero 0.01, which means you have $25. If it drops, that means you only have $17. But if you took that $25, turned into cash, like your actual money, your value, and then you waited for the drop and then bought at like a low price, say 1,500, you could potentially make good money. You know what I mean? You could make an additional $10 off of that $20. So I'm only saying, look at it in those terms that, yeah, there's widespread panic, and we're talking about that in our chat. But at the end of the day, though, we want to capitalize on this panic. I'll give you a good example. When I was doing trading, I was trading stocks, and when I first was learning, Ford and GM were just filing for bankruptcy, and people that I knew that worked at Ford and GM were losing their jobs, and they were getting some were getting severances that were there for X years, and then some were not, even though they were been there either longer or the same amount of time. Instead of taking those severances and investing them into the Ford and stock GM, that went down to about $1, and in some cases went down underneath $2, but a little over $1 for GM. Instead of taking their money and investing into that, and now potentially having hundreds of thousands of dollars, or even in that next 5 years, they pretty much fed their families with it. So it's not about how much money you have. It's actually about what you do with the money. So I just want everyone to realize that we could capitalize and make good money. Again, this is something that we're talking about in that chat that I'm gonna leave down for Telegraph for you guys who do have Telegraph. So I put down, and I reminded him that under Bitcoin Improvement Protocol 148, Bitcoin will undergo a user activated soft fork August 1st. So basically when they're going to announce Bitcash and other things. So this is why there's panic. That's why I told him other HYIPs and Bitcoin multipliers are losing money and investors. He said that BIP 148 is not going to be activated. Now I put down he sounds confident, right? So I put that down because I feel like no one is confident that it's not. Everyone is saying that it's a 50-50 shot, and even if it does get activated, it's still a plus, right? So no economy right now is worried about this. Now don't get me wrong. If you were to if the U.S. government was to say, invest directly into, maybe our debt, what we have here, or even, UK's surplus, or Canada's surplus. So if they were to invest that into Bitcoins, and then Bitcoins, loses value, what we value our dollar, or what they value their dollar at, could go down. It could, because potentially that Bitcoin goes down. But since we're not doing that, we're not betting the horse on this one. We're not betting the house, so to speak. And only Dubai is actually thinking about doing that. We don't have anything to worry about for our economy, but your dollar amount in your pocket does go lower. So you have to think about it in those terms. He put down he's 100% sure. He then wrote the rest of this. He said the market won't, but it will die eventually, right? So basically what he's basically saying is that nothing is guaranteed, right? So basically this site and other sites like it could potentially die, right? They're not going to be around forever. So could most of these coins. So there's Potcoin and Zcash and, Litecoin, all of those things. At some point they're going to, goodness gracious, at some point they're going to die. But right now he's confident that it won't. So that's okay. Let's see. I'll document this day. So this is me documenting today. If you're right, the world will know, and thanks, right? So he said you can bet on it. Any other fears you have, I can help. I'm just gonna put down nope. You guys are great. So, all right. So that's me ending that. So as you guys can see here, I'm putting in 100% still, hopefully. I don't have anything. This number, the other top number didn't go up. See investments. So you guys can see 100% compounding interest. This is where I'm at. It's only been about a day, so it's a little bit more. So you can say I make about, instead of making 30, you could say about 3.6%. I'm making about 4.5%, somewhere around there, or even 4%. Let's see. So if we take 3.6 and we add 3.6%, you get 3.7. So it's about that, but then you gotta remember it's also getting doubled from there and from there and from there. So I'm not gonna withdraw anything. I'm gonna wait. So it's only been one day, and normally it would be 0.01036, and I'm not even at a full day, and I'm 0.01036. I'm already at 0.0158. So if I let this run for let's say 100, right? We divide that. Sorry guys, it's going crazy. 3.6. This will take me 27 days to get my my coins, but I think that it will probably take me like 15 days to be able to double if I just compound everything. So that's what I'm gonna do. So since I'm compounding everything, we'll just have to wait to see if I can double up from in about 15 days. So it should take me like half the time or so. And then we'll just wait. And if everything goes bust on the first, I will let you guys know. Again, I'm not telling you guys to invest in this site. I'm not recommending it. But what I am saying is that potentially he could be right. But remember, since this is all Bitcoin value, right now this is worth about let's do 2,500 times 0.0105. Right now this is worth $26.25. If Bitcoin was to drop in a week, which could happen, that same value is now $15.75. So I will lose $10 even though I'm gaining compounding interest. So if this site does last about 30 days and it rebounds, then I'm in great shape. But if for whatever reason it drops dramatically, where it's like 2,000, I may withdraw everything or at least the bulk of it, just so I can at least make $20 on it. Since I don't want to lose everything, and I don't want to, I don't want to start losing money again. But at the same time, I might leave it in there. So I'll let you guys know. I'll keep you guys posted. So any questions, put down at the bottom. Don't forget to